In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 1st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Toronto Raptors versus Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls, with a current record of 33 wins and 42 losses, are set to play host to the Toronto Raptors, who stand at 28 wins and 47 losses, in what should be an intriguing Eastern Conference showdown on Tuesday night. The Bulls have had the upper hand in this matchup all season, having won all 3 previous meetings between these two teams. That kind of dominance should give them confidence heading into this game, but the Raptors have shown they are not a team that simply rolls over. Toronto is still dealing with a number of absences, as injuries and strategic resting of players continue to be a theme for their season. For this game, they have already ruled out both Ochai Agbaji and RJ Barrett, opting to give them a night off. On the other side, Chicago is also shorthanded, as they will once again be without Kevin Huerter, Lonzo Ball, and Tre Jones. The Bulls are coming off a tough night after getting blown out by the Oklahoma City Thunder in their last outing, and they will be motivated to bounce back strong. Over the last few weeks, they have been solid both straight up and against the spread. However, this matchup presents some challenges, as Chicago is playing on the second night of a back-to-back and dealing with a depleted roster. Meanwhile, Toronto has no real incentive to win from a standings perspective, but that hasn't stopped them from pulling off victories and remaining competitive. One of the most impressive aspects of Toronto's season has been their ability to cover the spread. With a stellar 46-28-1 against the spread record, they rank as the second best team in the entire league in that regard, trailing only the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Raptors have been especially strong as underdogs, covering the number in 7 of their last 8 games in that role. What makes this even more impressive is that 5 of those covers were outright wins, proving that they are not just sneaking inside the number but actually winning games outright. While the Bulls have won all 3 matchups against Toronto this season, it hasn't been all smooth sailing. One of those victories was decided by just a single point, and another required overtime to secure. The Raptors have been one of the most reliable and consistent teams all season long, and they continue to play with pride despite their position in the standings. Toronto has covered the spread in each of their last 4 games, and there is no reason to believe they won't be competitive again here. As our first pick for this matchup, the Toronto Raptors to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Chicago has adopted a fast-paced style of play this season, ranking 3rd in the NBA in pace of play. They push the tempo aggressively and attempt a high volume of 3-pointers, averaging over 42 attempts from beyond the arc per game. Despite Toronto resting key players, they continue to find ways to win games, seemingly going against what the front office might prefer. Young players like Jamison Battle and Jakob Walter have stepped up in recent games, and even if the Raptors decide to sit Jakob Poeltl or RJ Barrett, their bench has shown it can still produce offensively. The Bulls, meanwhile, struggle defensively, ranking just 24th in the league in defensive rating. That sets up a scenario where both teams should be able to put up points, making this a game where offense takes center stage. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Golden State Warriors versus Memphis Grizzlies. It's a Western Conference showdown featuring 2 teams eager to grab a victory in Bluff City, as the Golden State Warriors square off against the Memphis Grizzlies on Tuesday night. The Warriors are coming off a dominant performance, having dismantled the San Antonio Spurs in a 148-106 rout on the road this past Sunday. They not only secured the victory but also covered the spread as 11.5-point favorites. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies were in action at home on Monday night, playing the first half of a back-to-back against the Boston Celtics. Their most recent outing before that saw them fall 134-127 at home against the Los Angeles Lakers on Saturday, a game where they entered as slight 1-point favorites but failed to come away with the win. Historically, Golden State has had the upper hand in this matchup, holding a 57-52 edge in the all-time regular season series. The Warriors also claimed victory in their last encounter on January 4th, winning 121-113 on their home floor. Golden Golden State will once again be without Gary Payton II, while Jonathan Kuminga is listed as questionable for this matchup. On the other side, Memphis continues to be without Brandon Clark as he remains sidelined. This will be the fourth meeting between these two teams this season, with the Warriors currently leading the season series 2-1. However, it's worth noting that the last time these teams clashed at the FedEx Forum, Memphis completely dominated, securing a lopsided 144-93 victory back on December 19th. Memphis has been a force to be reckoned with on their home court this season, boasting an impressive 25-13 straight-up record. While they are currently riding a 3-game losing streak, those losses came at the hands of 3 of the best teams in the NBA right now, the Thunder, Lakers, and Celtics. Because of that, I don't put too much weight on this recent skid. Additionally, the Grizzlies have been a solid bet in back-to-back situations this season. They have a strong track record in these spots, going 10-3 straight up and 8-5 against the spread when playing on 0 days rest. Offensively, Memphis remains one of the elite teams in the league, ranking 6th in offensive efficiency by putting up 115 points per 100 possessions. They also rank 9th in effective field goal percentage at 55.5%. While much of the focus is on their high-powered attack, their defense is no slouch either, ranking 10th in defensive efficiency by allowing just 110 points per 100 possessions. As our first pick for this matchup, the Memphis Grizzlies to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Golden State's offense has been respectable in recent games, averaging 114 points per game over their last 10 contests, which is slightly above their full season average. The Warriors fall somewhere in the middle of the pack when it comes to pace, ranking 16th in possessions per game at 98.9, and their offensive efficiency sits at 17th overall. Memphis entered Monday night having split their last 10 games in terms of the over-under total. Over that span, they have averaged 119 points per game, which, while a slight dip from their season average, still showcases their potent scoring ability. They play at the fastest pace in the league, averaging 103.4 possessions per game, and their offensive efficiency remains among the best in the NBA. However, their defense has struggled at times, allowing 125 or more points in 5 of their last 10 contests. Before Monday's matchup, given that Golden State is coming off a huge offensive performance against the Spurs, they should have opportunities to put up points against Memphis as well. The Grizzlies' offense is an absolute juggernaut, ranking 2nd in the league by scoring 122 points per game. They're even better when playing at home, leading the NBA with a staggering 124 points per game on their own floor. A major factor behind their scoring success is their pace. They push the tempo more than any other team, averaging 106.3 possessions per game. On the flip side, the Warriors are fresh off a statement win, blowing out the Spurs 148-106. Their recent offensive improvements have bumped them up to 17th in offensive efficiency, where they now average 111.5 points per 100 possessions. They also sit 17th in pace at 100.8 possessions per game. One thing that stands out about Golden State is their reliance on the three-point shot, as they rank 3rd in the NBA in three-pointers attempted per game, launching 42.3 shots from deep per contest. With Memphis playing at such a fast tempo and Golden State hoisting up a high volume of threes, this game has all the ingredients for a shootout. With so much offensive firepower on both sides, I'm not going to overthink this one. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Minnesota Timberwolves versus Denver Nuggets. The NBA betting scene remains active as we kick off the first day of April with a solid lineup of 7 games. One of the standout matchups of the night takes place at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado, where the Denver Nuggets, boasting a 47-28 record, will play host to the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game is particularly significant as it features a Northwest Division showdown with potential playoff implications. Minnesota and Denver will be meeting for the 4th and final time in the regular season, and the Timberwolves have a chance to complete a rare sweep of the Nuggets, something they haven't managed since the 2002-2003 season. The last time these two teams clashed, Minnesota dominated from start to finish, cruising to a comfortable 115-95 victory as a modest 1.5-point underdog on the road back on March 12th. That kind of decisive win only adds fuel to the fire for this upcoming rematch. The Timberwolves will still be without Terrence Shannon Jr., who remains sidelined due to a lingering groin injury. Meanwhile, the Nuggets have some injury concerns of their own as they wait for updates on Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. both of whom are currently listed as questionable. Throughout the season, Denver has been one of the league's most steady and well-rounded teams, but they seem to have met their match in Minnesota. The Timberwolves have had their number all season long, winning all 3 previous meetings convincingly. Both squads enter this game with similar recent form, which explains why the betting line is as tight as it is. That said, it's hard to ignore how dominant the Timberwolves have been in this matchup. They have taken the last 2 games against Denver by a combined 49 points, and that kind of dominance is hard to overlook. The Nuggets are getting some leeway from oddsmakers since they're playing at home, but the reality is that Minnesota is the healthier team heading into this game. Denver has struggled against the spread lately, failing to cover in 7 of its last 10 outings, whereas the Timberwolves have strung together 5 straight victories against the number. One of those wins even came on the road just a couple of weeks ago. Additionally, Minnesota is coming off a gritty and emotional battle against the Pistons, a game that could serve as a momentum booster going forward. While I believe in Denver's potential, especially if they can get fully healthy, I have to side with the Timberwolves in this spot. As our first pick for this matchup, the Minnesota Timberwolves to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Offense has been the name of the game for both teams in recent weeks. Minnesota has been hitting the over consistently, cashing in 5 times over its last 6 games. For the season, the Timberwolves have gone 42-33 on the over, showing a clear tendency for high-scoring affairs. Denver has been even more reliable when it comes to overs, posting a 7-2 record in that category over their last 9 games. Overall, the Nuggets hold an over-under record of 45-30, including an impressive 24-13 mark at home, where their offense tends to thrive. Statistically, Denver's offensive efficiency is undeniable. The Nuggets currently rank second in the NBA in effective field goal percentage at 56.7%, a reflection of their ability to take and make high-quality shots. They also sit third in the league in scoring, putting up an average of 121 points per game. However, their high-powered offense has often outpaced their defense, leading to high-scoring contests. In fact, Nuggets games this season have averaged a total of 238 points, a testament to both their scoring ability and defensive vulnerabilities. Minnesota is more than capable of keeping up with Denver's fast-paced attack. The Timberwolves can push the tempo and keep the scoreboard moving, which makes this an ideal setup for another high-scoring battle. Given how both teams have been trending offensively and the numbers they've been putting up, the over feels like a strong play here. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.